Very good evening to you and welcome on into ABC4 News at 6 o'clock. I'm Sarah Murphy.
And I'm Jordan Tracy in for Brian McElhatton tonight. We want to thank you so much for joining us this evening. We begin tonight at the state capitol. Lawmakers return to Salt Lake City tonight to shore up the state's bid to push back on court-ordered redistricting.
The congressional map a judge approved last month creates the first safe Democratic district in Utah in decades. Our chief political correspondent Lindsay Ertz is live from the Capitol. Lindsay, we know it's been a very busy day so far. What can we expect for the rest of the night?
Yeah, these guys are paying my bills, Sarah and Jordan. I appreciate you having me on. All right, so tonight we are going to hear from the legislature who's going to pass some bills, try to push back the filing deadline. But when you come into special session, there's not too much drama when it comes to like the debate on the House floor because we know that calling a session means you're going to pass those bills. You already have the votes for those bills. So we don't anticipate a lot of surprises. The drama is really in here, and what you can see behind me, these are voter groups and the anti-gerrymandering plaintiffs who are here holding a demonstration, pushing for fair maps, to uphold Proposition 4, and to support independent redistricting. Now, as for lawmakers going into special session that's set to start any moment now, they will be passing 3 bills and 2 resolutions tonight. The bills push back the filing deadline for congressional candidates and change some court rules. The resolution condemns the Utah Supreme Court and the lower courts for what the legislature calls a novel legal theory in their rulings over this case. Now, lawmakers believe that the Utah Supreme Court got it wrong when they overturned, or rather said that initiatives can't be impaired, and that the lower court got it wrong when she picked a map that was drawn by the plaintiff's expert. Now, voter groups here, though, say, of course, that the judge has a right to pick that map. They also believe the legislature could appeal at any time. Now, tonight's changes will have big implications because of an appeal. If an appeal, rather, were to be successful, it could stop that new map. Again, that one that ushers in a Democratic seat here in Utah, and that will change who you vote for. Now, after this session is over, and presuming all the bills pass, which they are more than expected to, we don't know when the legislature might then go appeal this ruling, but presumably they would want to do that sooner rather than later. The whole reason we're here is because they're pushing back the filing deadline, hoping to buy themselves some more time for the Supreme Court to weigh in and halt everything here. Jordan and Sarah.
Well, Lindsay, I got to ask you, all of this is to push back that deadline, as you said, but how late this gets can determine these candidates and what they're doing. Candidates have already announced, some are already putting out advertisements. How does this affect the deadline for a big congressional race coming up next year?
Yeah, it's a really good question, Jordan. Well, the filing deadline will get pushed back from January until March, and lawmakers will also change some signature rules for when they gather signatures. So it's just sort of a formality where the congressional candidates will actually start and declare their intent to run for the office and start gathering signatures, but they won't actually formally declare their intention to run for the office or declare that they're going to run for the office until March. So it doesn't impact too much because lawmakers, the way they're changing the law, allows for these congressional candidates to continue to gather signatures and prepare for those runs. What it does just do is say that when or if the congressional lines change again, then those candidates can declare in other districts if we have new lines come 2026.